what I would like to do is to begin our practice by finding a comfortable position on your back. If you want to extend your legs out, feel free to do so. If you're more comfortable with your feet flat on your mat, feel comfortable doing that. Or if you want to just sit in a nice comfortable seat, you're welcome to do that. But while you are getting yourselves set up in whatever position you are comfortable with, I wanted to just put out a few pieces of information. One, yoga should be nourishing to your body. So at any point in time, if you are in a yoga pose and it is too intense, or you're feeling stabbing, really uncomfortable pain, come out of that pose, dial back that intensity. You should never be uncomfortable or experience pain in yoga. Now, that's not to say that you won't push yourself. You won't push your capabilities. You might stretch a little bit further than you normally do. We're wanting to do that. We're wanting to help ourselves grow both in our physical bodies and in our own mental bodies as well. So we've got some really strong workouts in the middle of this practice. At any point in time, if you feel as though it is uncomfortable, come down to your mat, take a child's pose, come into an easy seat, find something that's comfortable for you. Are we still doing good with audio? All right. So while you're laying on your back, if you have your legs extended or your feet flat on the floor, just find yourself in a comfortable position. We're going to close our eyes and take some deep cleansing breaths. What we're wanting to do is focus on a 4-4 breathing technique. So we're going to inhale to a count of 4, hold at the top, and exhale to a count of 4. I do a lot of my practice with my eyes closed. I encourage you to do the same thing. So whatever position you're in, let's close our eyes. Take a nice deep inhale. Hold at the top and exhale. Once again, inhale, hold, exhale. Now, if you can't make a 4-4 breath, that's fine. Find an even breath that's comfortable for you. Maybe it's a count of 3, maybe it's a count of 5, but we're wanting to focus on a nice even breath throughout this practice. Also, coming back to this breath as we're in some poses and we're feeling our heart rate start to race, we're getting a little winded, we've got some heat generating in our body. Come back to that breath and it will help to calm your system. So take a few more rounds of your even breath here, and then we'll begin to work on our warm-up. So let's do another round of inhale, hold, and exhale. Once again, inhale, hold, and exhale. Wonderful. If you've chosen to lay on your back, please go ahead and press yourself up to a comfortable position. If you are already in an easy seat, let's go ahead and open up our eyes and let's begin our warm-up together. So I like to warm up from my head down to my toes. So we're going to begin with our neck. I'm going to take my chin and I'm going to trace up my left wall, across the ceiling, down the right, and across the floor. We're going to do 5 rounds to the left, pause, do 5 rounds to the right, and then we're going to meet back in a neutral position. So go ahead and begin at your own pace. Wonderful. Now from here, we're going to work on warming up our shoulders and our arms. So go ahead and place both hands on your mat. We're going to inhale them up halfway. Flip your palms up. Bring them together overhead. Interlace your fingers and press your palms up towards the ceiling. From here, we're going to take 2 rounds of breath. So inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Go ahead and lower your arms back down. All right, let's roll our shoulders just a second, and we're going to do that same sequence again. So inhale your arms up, flip your palms up, inhale together, interlace your fingers, and press your palms towards the ceiling. This time we're going to hinge at our waist and fold to the right. We're going to do 2 rounds of breath here. So our inhale and exhale. Another one, inhale and exhale. Come back to center and lower your arms down. Take a couple more shoulder rolls again. Go backwards and forwards, whatever works for you. We're going to do our sequence one more time. So inhale your arms halfway. Flip your palms up. Inhale together. Interlace your fingers and press your palms towards the ceiling. This time, we're going to hinge to the left. 2 rounds of breath here. So inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Return back to center and lower your arms down. All right, let's take that little bit of last movement in our shoulders. From here, we're going to extend our legs into a wide-legged seat. So we're going to do a twist here. So we're going to be twisting from our waist all the way up through our shoulders. Inhale your right arm up overhead. Drop it behind you on the mat. Take your left hand and place it on the outside of your right knee. We're looking for a nice straight spine. We're sitting up nice, straight and tall. Think about your crown being pulled up towards the ceiling. We're just twisting nice and gently. Go ahead and release and come back to center. Inhale your left arm above your head. Drop it behind you. Take your right hand on the outside of your left knee and gently twist to the left. And slowly come back to center. Wonderful. Now we're going to take our left heel into our groin. We're going to hinge at our waist, folding forward, and we're going to fold over our right leg. You can either have a flat back or a curved back, whatever works best for you. If you can reach your toes, fantastic. If you can't, your ankle or your shin is also completely acceptable. Go ahead and press yourself back up. Extend your left leg and bring the heel of your right foot into your groin. We're going to do the same thing, so hinging at our waist, folding over our left leg, If you can reach your foot, fantastic. If not, that's okay. In this pose, you might be feeling some stretching in your inner thigh, hamstring area, and you might also be feeling some stretching in your back on that lower right side. Go ahead and press yourself back up and come into an easy seat. From here, we're going to take our right hand to the mat. Inhale your left arm up overhead, hinging at the waist. We're folding to the right, bending our right elbow. And take 2 rounds of breath here. Press yourself back up. Lower your left hand to the mat. Inhale your right, bend that left elbow and hinge at the waist to the left. 2 rounds of breath. Go ahead and lower your right arm down, and we're going to come to our hands and knees for tabletop. For tabletop, we want our wrist to be directly underneath our shoulders, and we want our knees to be underneath our hips, and we want our knees to be hip width distance apart, which is the width of one of your fists. So go ahead and check that it's the right distance and come into a flat back of tabletop. We've got the tops of our feet are pressing down into the mat. From here, we're going to drop our belly to the mat, and we're going to bring our shoulder blades together on our back. This is cow. We're going to press our spine up to the ceiling, spread our shoulder blades apart for cat. Inhale back for cow. Exhale for cat. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Making sure to slide those shoulder blades apart on your back. Inhale back down for cow. Press up, exhaling for cat. And from here, if you want to take some hip circles, you can move your hips in a figure 8 to get some movement in those hips. Couple of more rounds of breath, and we're going to meet back together in tabletop. From here, go ahead and press yourself up so that you are on your knees. From here, we're moving into Bali Seal. Bali Seal is a moving pose, so we're going to move with our breath for this one. So we have the tops of our feet pressing down into the mat. We're going to inhale our arms up overhead, and as we exhale, we're going to take our belly to our thighs and our seat to our heels. So inhale your arms up overhead, and as we exhale, folding at your waist, pressing your arms down, take your belly to your thighs and your seat to your heels. Inhale back up. And exhale, swimming, pressing through your arms back down. Inhale back up. Exhale back down. Inhale back up. And come to lower your arms. Next, we're moving into gate pose. So we're going to extend our left leg out to the side. The pinky knife edge of our foot is on the mat. We're going to slide our left arm down our leg. Inhale your right arm up overhead, hinging at the waist, folding to the left. I'm going to take 3 rounds of breath here. In this pose, you might feel some stretching in the inner thigh and along your right side body. Remember, it should only feel like a comfortable stretch, like saltwater taffy. Nothing should ever feel crunching or stabbing pain. Go ahead and lower your right arm down. Bring your left leg in. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Extend that right leg out. The pinky edge of your right foot is on the mat. We're going to slide our right arm down our leg as we inhale, our left arm up overhead, hinging to the right. 3 rounds of breath. Go ahead and lower that left arm down, bring that right leg in. We're coming back into tabletop. So we're both on our hands and our knees. From here, extend your legs out behind you, and we're on the balls of our feet. We're in plank, and we're going to press ourselves up to down dog. So take your seat up and back towards the ceiling, and pedal your feet out. We haven't worked on getting any movement in our legs yet, so go ahead and pedal those feet back and forth. From here, inhale and extend your right leg towards the ceiling. On your next exhale, we're going to swing that right leg through to meet our hands at the front of our mat. If you need to pick up your foot and move it, do so. There's nothing wrong with that at all. We're going to press ourselves up through our hands, coming into a high lunge. If you need to, adjust the stance. So if you need to move your legs wider on your mat to feel more comfortable and stable, do so. We're on the ball of our left foot. We have our hips pointing towards the short end of our mat. We're going to inhale our arms up overhead, and we're going to drop that back knee towards our mat. We're going to do 3 pulses. Go ahead and straighten that back leg. We're going to step that back leg to the front of our mat. From here, we're going to take our seat back and sit in our invisible chair. Exhale back up, lower your arms, and take a nice deep exhale. All right, that was one sequence. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, and then we're going to do that sequence again. So inhale your arms up overhead, hinging at your waist, fold forward. Step back for plank. Press your seat up and back for down dog. Pedal those feet out again. This time, take your left foot up to the ceiling, and on your exhale, swing it through to meet the hands at the front of the mat. If you need to pick it up, do so. From here, press yourself up to a high lunge. Remember, we need to be able to see the toes of our front foot. So if your knee is covering your big toes, then you need to adjust. We're on the ball of our back foot. We're inhaling our arms up overhead, and we're going to drop our back knee towards the mat 3 times. We're going to step our back foot to meet the front and sit back in your invisible chair. Inhale up and lower your arms. All right, do you have your heart rate going? Are you starting to feel a little warm? I hope so, because we have more of this to come. All right, we're going to do that same sequence again on both sides. Now remember, at any point in time during this practice, if you feel like it's becoming overwhelming, you can always drop to the floor and take a child's pose. You can also refocus on that 4-4 breathing technique. So inhale to a count of 4, hold, and exhale. That will help to regulate your nervous system. All right, let's do this round again. So inhale your arms up overhead, hinging at the waist, fold forward, place your hands on the mat, step your feet to the back of your mat for plank. Take your seat up and back for down dog. Take your right foot to the ceiling, swing it through to meet your hands at the front of your mat. Press yourself up to a high lunge. We're going to pulse this leg 3 times. Our arms are overhead. Drop that knee 3 times towards the mat. From here, take your back leg to meet the front. Sit back in your invisible chair. Inhale up and lower your arms down. Good. One more of these. So inhale your arms up, hinging at your waist, fold forward, plant your hands on the mat. Step your feet to the back of your mat for plank. Take your seat up and back for down dog. This time, take your left foot to the ceiling. Swing it through to the front of your mat. Press yourself up. Inhale your arms up overhead, and we're pulsing that back knee to the mat 3 times. Step your back foot to meet the front. Sit back in your invisible chair. Inhale back up and lower those arms. Wonderful. Now we're going to take a nice little breather before we move on to our next set of poses. So for blown palm tree, inhale your right arm up overhead, hinging at the waist, slide your left hand down your leg. I'm just going to take some nice, calming, cleansing breaths here. Drop that right arm down, inhale your left arm up, slide your right arm down the side of your leg. Go ahead and lower that left arm down. Now we're going to work on a balance pose. Now this balance pose is called Eagle, and the way I teach it is a modified version. So we're going to transfer the weight to our right standing leg. We're going to kickstand our left foot. It's just kind of grazing our mat right now. Now, if you feel comfortable and you want to move on from here and you feel good in your balance, do so. But if you don't feel like you have great balance, go ahead and just leave your foot on your mat in a kickstand format. If you want to take this up a notch, go ahead and raise that left leg, cross it over the right, bring your hands together at heart center, and we're going to sit back in our invisible chair. Now, in order to maintain a nice, non-wobbly stance, you might want to find what is called a drishti. That means it's a nice, stable, non-moving object out on the horizon. So focus your attention on that, and it will help to keep you from wiggling. So inhale up, go ahead and lower that left leg down. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're transferring our weight to our left leg. We're kickstanding our right foot. If you feel comfortable from here, Go ahead and inhale that right leg up, cross it over the left, bring your hands together at heart center, and sit back in your invisible chair. Inhale back up and lower your leg back down. Wonderful. Now we're moving into our next sequence, and in this one we're going to generate a good bit of heat. So remember, at any time you become uncomfortable, you can always lower yourself down to the mat and take a child's pose. So go ahead and step to the front of your mat. Inhale your arms up overhead, hinging at the waist, fold forward. We're just going to hang out here for a second, getting in some nice stretching on our whole entire back side of our body. From here, half lift, place your hands on your shins. Fold forward, place your hands on the mat, step back for plank. And in plank, we want a nice straight line from our crown all the way down to our soles of our feet. We don't want our seat up and we don't want our seat back. When we have a nice straight line, we're engaging the muscles on both the front and the back of our body. From here, lower your knees to the mat and bring your chest down to the mat. You're going to hover your hands off the mat. Inhale your chest. Exhale your chest back down. Press your hands into the mat. Curl your toes into the mat. Press yourself up to a plank. Then back to a down dog. And then walk yourself to the front of the mat. We're going to hang here for a second. Lift yourself up halfway, hands on shins, flat back. We're making like an L with our body. Fold forward. Reverse swan dive, your hands over your head, palms together, and bring them down through heart center. Now that's one sequence, and we took it a little slow. Now each time we do this, we're going to speed it up a little bit faster each time. So remember, at any time you need a break, lower yourself to the mat and take a child's pose. So inhale your arms up overhead, hinging at the waist, fold forward, hands to mat. Half lift, hands on shins, flat back. Fold forward, hands on mat, step back for plank. Remember, we're looking for that straight line. Lower your knees to the mat. Slowly lower yourself down. Hover your hands off the mat. Engage your abs, lift your chest. Lower back down. Plant your hands, curl your toes, press yourself up for plank. Back for down dog. Take a couple of rounds of breath here. Pedal out your feet if you need to. And from here, walk yourself to the front of your mat. Folding forward. Half lift, hands on shins, flat back. Folding forward. Reverse swan dive, your arms up overhead, palms together, and down through heart center. Wonderful. I hope you're starting to feel a little bit of heat. And remember, if your heart rate starts to get fast, You can always come back to focus on that 4-4 breath again. Inhale your arms up overhead, hinging at the waist, fold forward. Half lift, hands on shins. Fold forward, plant your hands, step back for plank. Drop your knees, lower yourself to the mat. Hover your hands, engage your abs, lift your chest. Lower your chest back down. Plant your hands, curl your toes, press up for plank. Back for down dog. Walk yourself to the front of your mat. Full forward fold. Half lift, hands on shins. Full forward fold. Reverse swan dive, arms overhead, palms together, down through heart center. All right, we've got a few more to go. So we're going to speed it up. Inhale your arms up overhead, hinging at the waist, fold forward. Half lift, hands on shins. Full forward fold, plant your hands, step back for plank. Doing a longer plank hold this time. If this bothers your wrists, you can always come down to your elbows and hold your plank. Drop your knees, lower your chest to the mat. Hover your hands, engage your abs, lift your chest off the mat. Lower back down, plant your hands, curl your toes, press up for plank. Back for down dog. Step to the front of your mat, full forward fold. Half lift. Full forward fold. Reverse swan dive, arms up overhead, palms together through heart center. We've got one more left. All right. Inhale, arms overhead, hinging at your waist, full forward fold. Half lift. Full forward fold, step back for plank. Drop your knees, lower yourself to the mat. Hover your hands, engage your abs, lift your chest. Exhale back down. Plant your hands, curl your toes, press up for plank. Back for down dog. Drop your knees to the mat and take your knees the width of your mat. We're going to sit back in child's pose. So take your seat to your heels, and we're extending our arms out in front of us. Slowly press yourself up to tabletop. From tabletop, we're going to focus some work on our legs. So what we're going to do, I'm going to turn so you can see a little bit better. We're going to raise our left knee to the side, making a 90-degree angle. We're going to do that 10 times. We're going to meet back together, and then we're going to take that same left leg and we're going to extend it behind us, keeping that same bend in your leg, Just raise it and extend it behind you. We're going to do 10 extensions of this. When you're done, we're going to meet back in tabletop, and we're going to do the same thing on the right. So 10 lifts to the side and 10 lifts to the back. And when you're done with this, go ahead and lower yourself down and come into a comfortable seat. From here, we're going to continue focusing on our legs. So for this next one, it's four-legged table. We have our seat on the mat. We have our heels about 18 inches away from our seat. We're going to place our hands on the mat behind us. Now, you can position your hands pointing towards you, to the side, or away. Find what's most comfortable for you in your own body. When we're ready, what we're going to do is we're going to inhale and we're going to bring our belly to the ceiling, and we're going to hold this position. So we're grounding down through our feet and through our hands. So inhale up. And exhale back down. Now what we want to watch is our knees. We don't want our knees to go too wide, and we don't want to press our knees together. We want to keep about a hip width distance apart, which is about the width of your fist. So go ahead and reset. We're inhaling up. Lower back down. Take a moment, reset if you need to. And we've got one more. This hold is going to be a little longer. So if you need to, go ahead and lower out of it sooner if it becomes too intense. So reset, inhale up. And lower back down. Wonderful. So go ahead and bring your heels together, and we're just going to take a nice release. So folding forward, just relax into butterfly. Go ahead and press yourself back up. We're going to lower ourselves down to the mat. So we're coming to our elbows, and we're extending our legs out in front. We're going to inhale our right leg up, and we want our heel just above our big toe. We have our foot flexed, so the toes are pointing towards our face. Go ahead and lower back down. Do the same thing with your left. Inhale that left foot up. Toes are flexed, pointing towards our face, and our heel is just above our big toe. Go ahead and lower down. Inhale that right foot up again. Lower, and then the left foot. Go ahead and lower that back down. Bring the bottom of your feet to the mat, and using your hands, press yourself up. We're moving into boat. And there's a few different ways that you can come into boat pose. If you want to, you can stay reclined on your elbows. And we're just going to bring our legs up. If you want to, we can do boat as a balance pose. So we're on the sit bones. We're going to bring our legs up. And if you want to, you can support them with the backs of your hands. Taking our shoulder blades together on the back side of our body, and we're balancing here. If you want to take up the intensity, release your hands and extend them out to the side. And if you want to take it one step further, you can always extend your legs out. Holding this pose. Remember, we're still breathing. Go ahead and lower your feet back down to the mat. Bring your heels together and fold forward again for another butterfly release. Slowly press yourself back up. From here, we're going to extend our legs out in front of us. We're going to pick up our left knee, pick up our foot, place it on the outside of your right knee. We're taking our left arm into the air. We're placing it on the inside of our left knee. And we're taking our right hand behind us for a nice, gentle, releasing twist. Slowly release and bring yourself back to center. Pick up that left leg and extend it out in front of you. Go ahead and grab your right knee. Place your foot over your left. We're taking our right arm and placing it on the inside of our right knee. And we're taking our left hand behind us. And slowly bring yourself back to center. Lower your right leg down, and we're coming into a wide-legged seat. So for here, we're just going to fold forward, rounding, hinging at our waist. You can round your back this time because we're relaxing into this pose. So just go ahead and take a gentle release, rolling forward. If you can grab your feet, fantastic. If not, your ankles or your shins are perfectly acceptable. With each exhale, see if you can't take yourself a little bit deeper into that pose. Release a little bit more into it. Slowly press yourself back up, and still in a wide-legged seat, we're going to take our right hand to the mat. Inhale our left arm up overhead, bending into your right elbow. We're just hinging at our waist again and folding to the right. Press yourself back up. Drop that left hand, inhale your right, hinging at the waist, bending that left elbow, fold to the left. Inhale, press yourself back up, lower your right arm. Go ahead and bring your feet together, and we're going to lower ourselves down to the mat. From here, if you want to take Happy Baby, you can. So Happy Baby is our feet up overhead. You can grab the outside edges of your feet. You can grab the inside edges of your feet. And you can roll your back. If this is not a comfortable position for you, you can always just bring your knees into your chest, hugging them and massaging out that lower back. Select whatever position is best for you. Just take a little bit of a release here before we move into our final pose before Shavasana. Take one more round of breath and then find stillness. From here, lower your feet to the mat. Extend your arms out by your side. And we're going to do a moving bridge pose. So for bridge, we have our heels about 8 to 10 inches away from our seat. And as we inhale, we're going to bring our belly to the ceiling, and we're going to inhale our arms up overhead, all in the same fluid motion. So we're taking our feet, our heels, and we're grounding down, pressing our weight through our heels as we raise our belly towards the ceiling. So on our inhale, I'm going to take our belly to the ceiling and our arms overhead. On the exhale, we're going to lower our seat down and bring our arms along with it. Nice fluid motion. So once again, inhale up. And exhale back down. Inhale up. Exhale back down. Inhale up. Exhale back down. Now we're coming into Shavasana. So for Shavasana, if you've not experienced it before, it's a resting pose at the very end of a yoga practice. So you may wish to extend your legs out in front. You might find it more comfortable to keep your feet on the floor. If you have a blanket or a bolster, you might want to use those. Maybe support your head. If you have extra blankets, maybe even cover yourself up. Get yourself comfortable and cozy, and we'll be in this position for the next 5 minutes. Begin to relax your brow. Release your tongue from the roof of your mouth and soften your jaw. Return back to your normal breath. Melt your abdomen into the mat. Release all of the tension in your legs and become one with the earth. Find stillness and comfort in this pause. I will let you know when Shavasana is up. Slowly begin to bring your awareness back into the room. Follow your breath in and out. Settle back into your body. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, and wake up your arms. Reach your arms above your head for a good morning stretch. Take one more deep breath, becoming revitalized and full of energy. When you're ready, roll to your left side and press yourself up to a seated position with your right hand. We're going to meet together in a comfortable seat. Inhale our arms up overhead, palms together, down through heart center. Thank you for practicing with me today. If you've enjoyed this practice and would like to see more, you can check out my YouTube page at The Wanderlust Professor Yoga. Thank you again, and let me leave you with this thought. See the good in every day. Thank you, and namaste.